Big T, did you see the news about University of Tennessee football?
There's been quite a bit of news. Which piece of news?
How many wins are you vacating?
11, I think, which doesn't matter at all.
That's a big season.
It's 2 seasons,
Oh, it's 2 seasons. Okay.
which
All
is
right.
why
So
it doesn't matter.
2 seasons worth of wins. And what were the exact violations?
Well, there were over 200, so it'd be hard to count. But listen, we hired the
It's
worst cheaters to
embarrassing.
ever live.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's embarrassing that you had 200 violations that resulted in 11 wins over the course of 2 seasons.
Yeah, I mean, we had some of the dumbest people to ever do it running that program, and that's why we got them out. It would have probably been better to just pay Jeremy Pruitt $12.5 million than go through a 3-year thing with the NCAA. Still have to pay an $8 million fine. But whatever, it's over. We beat the charges. I mean, no postseason ban. We got that taken off the table. We're good again. So
Mm-hmm.
it's fine. Did you see Pruitt's? There were some outstanding quotes that came out of those NCAA investigations, though. Did you see those? You
I didn't see the quotes.
so I sent you the one from Brian Niedermeyer, who said he had withdrawn large amounts of cash from his bank account, coincidentally, always on recruiting weekends that they weren't even supposed to be having because it was a COVID dead period. Nobody was supposed to have anybody on campus. And the NCAA asked him why he was doing that, and he said because he still shared a bank account with his parents, making 350 grand a year, and that he didn't want them to see that he was going out drinking and that his girlfriend was spending a lot of his money because they didn't like her. And then Jeremy Pruitt was asked about so the infamous McDonald's bag thing that was actually a Chick-fil-A bag.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
the
okay, back that up real quick. For those who might not know about the infamous McDonald's bag.
the on the day that I think it was like first day Pruitt was fired, Dan Patrick said on his show that he had heard that Tennessee was paying recruits in cash that they were handing out in McDonald's bags, which wasn't exactly true. One time, Pruitt gave the mother of a player $300 in a Chick-fil-A bag. And what he said, this quote's unbelievable. Pruitt said a player's mother showed up in the parking lot outside the UT football complex in tears because of financial hardship. She told him she had nowhere else to turn for money to pay her bills. Pruitt admitting giving her the cash from his car where he typically stored it. He told investigators he felt sorry for her because of the financial strain caused by the COVID shutdown and that UT's Student Assistance Fund, which is used for student athletes with hardships, was tapped out. And Pruitt said his privilege, her race, and social unrest were on his mind. Quote, then you throw in George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, okay? So you sit there as a white man and you see all of this going on and you can see these kids suffering. It's pitiful when you sit in a room and hear grown men, I'm talking about our coaches too, when they talk about growing up in the circumstances they've been under because it's hard for a white man to understand.
Did he just blame white guilt for recruiting violation?
Kind of. Here's the thing about Jeremy Pruitt.
What?
I think he was a nice, well-intentioned man who was wholly unqualified for the job he had.
Yeah, I mean, he got 11 wins in 2 seasons.
And I don't hate him because he was just like, he was a simple man who seems nice enough and like he'd be a great guy that you'd want to hang out with. Should not have been the head coach at the University of Tennessee. Clearly.
Yeah, that's a fact. Now, when it comes to the type of fast food container that you're getting your cash in, what fast food company do you think you would prefer to get $300 in cash from? Like in a bag, if you were to narrow it down to like Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Burger King, Roy Rogers, throw that wild card in there, Arby's, Taco Bell, Wendy's.
Chick-fil-A feels the highest brow of all of those.
It does.
It feels more respectable.
It does. When we all heard McDonald's bags, that was like, oh wow, this kind of sucks. When I heard Chick-fil-A, I was like, let's hear him out. let's hear him out. At least he chose the right receptacle. That's way better than McDonald's bag. Now, what if he handed that to her on a Sunday? That would feel almost like you were stealing.
Yeah, on Sunday you've got to go.
Raising Cane's would probably be the best bag to get your cash in.
Agreed. Raising Cane's.
What would be the least classy bag to get your money in?
Burger King?
No,
Yeah,
Burger King got some solid sandwiches.
Or like White Castle?
Burger King would be a trash ass bag.
Crystal.
What's that?
Oh, a White Castle adjacent establishment.
Cookout.
No.
Cookout would be
I
nice.
am officially saying Cookout is mid. It is mid.
But you're not.
It's not even super cheap anymore.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Cookout's not supposed to be amazing.
I know, but it's supposed to be cheap and fast.
It is.
I think Kmart would be the worst bag to get your money in.
Are they still in business?
I think there's a couple, yeah.
My grandma super pissed at Kmart because something about Kohl's Cash, and they like took away her Kohl's Cash, and now she'll never shop there again.
But that's Kohl's.
That's because Kohl's Cash only works at Kohl's.
Isn't
Kmart.
Kohl's and Kmart the same thing?
No.
Your grandmother was slightly confused, I think.
So wait, are you telling me that my grandma's Kohl's Cash still exists?
Yes.
Yeah.
She just has to use it at Kohl's.
Very different stores.
That's awesome.
Wait. What isn't Kmart?
No. They just start with the same letter.
But it's also the same sort of looking.
Nope, it isn't.
Your grandmother's got like a bunch of Camel Cash from the 1980s when she used to smoke cigarettes, and she took it into like an outdoor store to get a Camelback water pack. And she's like, "Why isn't this? It's not working here."
I actually think they discontinued Kohl's Cash.
I don't think so.
Something happened and they took away my grandma's Kohl's Cash, and she just won't go back. I think she only shops at I think Target's her new spot.
They should not be allowed to discontinue any store brand cash.
They took
If you
away.
start a program, that cash should exist in perpetuity for as long as your store's open.
Do you remember they took away the Uber rewards?
Yeah.
That was like last year. Took away the Uber rewards, and you could like cash it in for Uber One, or like other stuff. But that's kind of fucked up.
Mm-hmm. If somebody handed me a bag filled with cash from Taco Bell, I would be so pissed off that there wasn't Taco Bell inside, that it was just cash. I'd be like, just give me the cheesy gordita crunches. I don't need the $300.
Also,
why does
$300 need to be in a bag? That's at most 15 bills.
Yeah, that's a handshake.
Yeah.
And should be 3 bills.
It should be 3 bills. If you're the head coach of a state university, you should carry around large denominations for sure.
Particularly if you're giving it out to every Tom, Dick, and Harry that comes on campus.
Have you ever thought about how good magicians must be at bribing people?
No, I haven't, but that's a good point.
Just like
I don't think they bribe people.
Well, I mean, if you had to, like, let's say you're bribing a bouncer, or you're like bribing someone, and they're just like, "Oh, something's behind your ear."
Oh, I thought you meant bribing like audience members
Oh, no.
to like go along with trips.
Probably.
But I mean, we saw O's come in here and he did all that shit, and I certainly wasn't bribed. I would love to have been bribed.
Yeah, but you're telling me that like if O like said, "Oh, check your pockets," and there was just money in it, and he was just like I would accept that bribe in a second. I think it shouldn't be illegal to accept bribes from comedians magicians, because they're probably insanely good at bribing.
That's not
They
illegal.
tricked you. They tricked you. Yeah.
I mean,
it's not
depending on
illegal
what
if you're-
position you're in.
Yeah, no, accepting bribes in a lot of scenarios is illegal.
If
He
you're
goes and
like a
visits
government
Rob
official
Blagoj-
or something.
Rob Blagojevich's office, and all of a sudden there's a briefcase full of $200,000 underneath his table.
What's he doing these days?
He's had quite the glow up, I think, after he got out of prison, right? We kind of welcomed him back into the mainstream.
People forget that was Obama's seat that he was selling.
Yeah. Well, go back one step further. You know who is convinced that he would have beaten Obama in the race for Illinois State Senate the year that Obama won?
Who?
Mike Ditka.
Huh.
He's probably right.
A bunch of people asked Mike Ditka to run for that state Senate seat and to go up against Obama, and he said no, that he didn't want to run for office. Obama wins. A couple years later, Obama gives a speech at the DNC. A couple years later, Obama is the front runner for the Democratic nominee for president of the United States. You can trace a direct line back to Mike Ditka deciding, you know what, I'd rather spend my time at the desk of NFL Live talking about football than beating Obama. And that's why Obama became president. And without Obama, there's probably no Trump, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not. He was like, it was a backlash to Obama. And also he kind of raised his profile by doing the whole birther thing.
I mean, if Trump may have run after Hillary if Hillary became president.
He might have. Yeah. Yeah, probably. He probably would have been even more Trump. He would have been more extreme. Hillary would be in jail right now. We'll put it that way. Hillary would be in prison.
She was supposed to be when he became president.
Yeah, he would, but she would definitely be in prison right now if Mike Ditka had run for state senate in Illinois in like 2002.
He was too busy making Kicking and Screaming. Great film.
Yeah, crazy sliding doors moment.